Hey guys, first regardsman here. I'll be talking about a Combi Melta Inferno Pistol Burn build for the Tech Marine class in Space Marine 2 past 12. Now, the crux of this build is using the brand new Omniscience Fury signature perk of the Tech Marine class, Servo Gun shots set enemies on fire, on top of the standard bolt proportion, because this weapon is actually pretty good all on its own. The standard Servo Gun is quite a strong option for Horde clear, Majoris killing, Extremis killing, even boss killing when you stack on the burn perk. That's what we're building around it today. Now, obviously, the better combo here could be Plasma for Horde clear, but like I said before, single target damage on this I think is a bit better without this option. Now, for my primary selection, I do take the Heroic Bolt Rifle with the Combi Melta. This is a pretty good gun on the tactical class, or excuse me, not the tactical. It is also pretty good there, but it's definitely good on the Tech Marine here because a Tech Marine really lacks a reliable stagger on his primary outside of this. So having an option for like a grenade launcher, having an option for a Melta, that does help him out a lot. Now, for the perk tree here, I do take Headhunter first, moving here into the perk Adamant Hunter. When your health is below 30%, headshots will deal 25% more damage. This perk is pretty damn good when it actually triggers, though the unfortunate reality here is being below 30% HP on a Tech Marine means you are probably about to spontaneously combust. So if you don't want to take this, if you want to skip it over for like extended magazine and magazine restoration down here instead, you definitely could do that. You would just have to build down this bottom portion. Now, next perk here is a fast reload into the perk Able Reload. After using a class ability, the equipped weapon instantaneously reloads. This perk is pretty damn good on Tech Marine as well, mainly because Tech Marine's Servo Gun is up a lot more than Tactical's Auspex Scan is, which means you do get more uses out of this, and reloading your bolt proportion can suck occasionally. Next perk here is mandatory in my opinion. This is called Recoupment. Killing a Majoris level or higher enemy with a headshot of this weapon restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. Armor Restore built into your ranged weapon here will save your life on Tech Marine. Tech Marine really benefits from this, especially when you build into his Omniscient Axe here like I will, where you get bonus damage off of Armored Strength while your armor is remaining. You have melee damage increased by 10%. That's a pretty nice synergy there, and Tech Marine is actually pretty easy to keep up his armor because usually when your armor drops, you just explode on this class. Now, for the next perk here, I do take Tactical Precision. Headshots will deal 20% more damage. Non-headshot damage decreases by 10%. This is just a nice range damage buff. Now, unfortunately, this will drop down the damage of your Melta portion, but on this weapon, the Melta is primarily used for Horde Clear, Stagger, and triggering perks like Rapid Health, which you can still do very easily. Now, next perk here is Great Might, going here into the perk Adamantine Grip. Then I grab the perk here, Rapid Health. When your health is below 30%, killing 7 enemies in rapid succession will restore your health by 10%. Having healing built into your weapon here is very nice. It's also very easy to trigger this on the Melta portion, so a great synergy on Tech Marine for sure. And the final perks are Headhunter, Extended Magazine, and Divine Might, and that's pretty much all there is for the Combi Melta portion. Now, for our Inferno pistol here, I do take the brand new buffed Inferno pistol. This now has a 22% gun strike damage increase, and it feels way better now. Now, unfortunately, you don't use your gun strikes that much on Tech Marine because while your servo gun is not in use by your actual class ability, you'll be using it for gun strikes. So you don't actually use your secondary. But even that being said, the AoE damage on this is quite good. The ammo efficiency of this is quite good. The Horde Clear is incredible. Being able to just one-shot Bramble is really useful for the Tech Marine because Tech Marine is very squishy. So I actually do like this weapon on him a lot. If you want to skip over this, you could take the Plasma Pistol, but today we're taking this, especially for the theme of the burn build. Now, the first perk I take here is Perpetual Range. Effective range increases by 1 meter. Moving here into the perk Brace Reload, Perpetual Range again, up here to Great Might. Then I grab Increased Capacity and Adamant Restoration. You will pretty much never run out of ammo on your secondary with these two perks installed. Very easy to just like spam out your Inferno Pistol shots the entire time. And the final two perks are the most important with Extra Cartridge for 1 additional cartridge and Trick Shot for Armor Restore on a 30-second cooldown. This perk is actually incredible. Getting free armor in your secondary, especially for Tech Marine, is super damn useful because he is that damn squishy. So having this perk, definitely pick it up. And that's pretty much all there is for the secondary. Now, for my Omniscient Axe. The Omniscient Axe is like a little bit of a confusing weapon for a lot of players, mainly because this weapon feels pretty clunky until you are more familiar with the actual gameplay loop of the Tech Marine class. This weapon is definitely built with the Tech Marine Servo Gun strikes in mind. You are usually supposed to be using those to stagger enemies into your discharge abilities, so that's kind of like the whole crux of this. You'll see that in the gameplay. I have a separate video on the Omniscient Axe to actually showcase that, but for now we're going to go over the perk tree and the variant I'm choosing. So number 1, I take the balanced option. I think currently this is like the best version of the Omniscient Axe. mainly because you get a 19 strength, 7 speed, and 13 cleaving potential for more damage on more enemies. That is really good for Discharge, and Discharge is one of the most powerful attacks on this, especially when you take the perk over here, Arc Cleave. So we'll be building around that today. Now, for the perk tree, I do go down the top tree first, Perpetual Strength for a melee damage increase of 5%. Moving here into the perk Armor Siphon, killing a foe with the Omniscient Strike restores 1 armor segment. The cooldown is 60 seconds. Now, Omniscient Strike is just a decharge attack that you then manually activate to stab a guy in the face. This will trigger on pretty much any enemy in the game, cultists, spore mine even, Minoris like the Hormagaunts or Zangors. A 60-second cooldown on armor restore may suck, but you can also use this over and over pretty much on repeat on Minoris, so really easy to trigger there. And free armor is free armor. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength again, moving here into the perk Static Charge. Each foe hit during Omniscient Rush increases damage of 10% within 4 seconds. This description is kind of incorrect. Like, really what this does, like, you just get a 10% damage buff while you're running through enemies. That is okay. Like, it's not amazing by any means. Occasionally, like, you'll use this on a Majoris after you, like, ram through a bunch of Minoris, but for the most part, we just pick this up to get into the actually good perk here, which is Iron Rush. Incoming range damage reduced by 50% while using the Omniscient Rush attack. The Omniscient Rush is actually pretty damn good to like move around in this game. It's one of the best reasons to actually use this weapon in general. I think this perk is very strong because basically it gives you a free gap close. 50% range damage reduction in this game is very high. It's like one of the highest options of any range damage reduction perk you're going to find. That is twice of like a heavies encompassing Aegis perk, and it will stack on top of this. So if you have a heavy on your team, you have a 75% range damage reduction while charging with your axe. Even if you get caught by a sniper shot at that point, you're barely going to be taking any damage, or, even on the Tech Marine. You'll take some damage on Tech Marine because it's Tech Marine, but you'll be taking way less. And when it comes to, like, dodging Devourers, dodging Termagants, being able to get on those Minoris hordes, really good for that. I pretty much always pick this up for that reason. I think the top tree is overall better than the bottom on this version for that reason as well. Next perk here is Armored Strength, moving down here into the perk Perpetual Strength for damage increases, and then we pick up the perk here, Energized. While charging or releasing Electric Discharge, you don't lose 12 heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. Now, the Tech Marine does not have a lot of no knockback built into him at all. This perk will save him on that quite a bit, but you have to keep in mind that your initial hit, like the overhead before you're actually able to charge up your attack here, that does not have no knockback unless like you have a separate perk active. So because of that, you want to make sure you use your Servo Gun Strike to stagger an enemy after you parry them and bring down your light attack and then go into this discharge. So like once that actually happens, it's pretty hard for them to actually knock you over, at least for like most of the standard Majoras. Next perk here is Rapid Charge. Electro Discharge charges 40% faster. This one's pretty self-explanatory. A faster charge rate means you aren't stuck in the animation as long, which means you won't get knocked around. Definitely grab this. And the final perk here is Mighty Blast. Power Discharge can hit twice. Keep pulling to release a second wave. This is also an amazing perk combo here because this lets you hit breakpoints to 1 combo Majoris on a single parry. Really good for that, which is why we pick it up. And that's pretty much all there is for the Omniscient Axe here. Now, for my perk tree, I do take Explosive Enfilade first. After using equipment, your range damage increases by 15% for 10 seconds. If you want to use the Bolter or Servo Gun, you just have to pick this perk because otherwise you're swapping it out for like Precision Enhancement or Plasma. You could do that if you want. I would definitely not take Precision with Burn. I would use that for like Lethal Perimeter, but for the most part, I would just use the Omniscient Fury, either the Bolter or the Plasma. Now, next perk here is Incredible Arc Cleave. Damage from charged melee attacks increases by 20%. This is a 20% multiplicative melee damage increase to the heaviest hitting attacks in the game. It functions the same as the Overcharge perk on the Bulwark and the Assault, so really powerful option, and especially for the Discharge attack, it will up that tremendously, so definitely grab this on this build. Next perk here is Push the Advantage. After a finisher, your melee weapon deals 20% more damage for 15 seconds. This is a 20% additive bonus versus the multiplicative here. It's definitely worth less, but it's still pretty good for like a little bit of bonus damage, especially in like fighting bosses or like major hordes where having a little bit extra damage can help. But I will say, if you want to swap this out for something like Explosive Adept or the perk down here, Long Range Barrage, you definitely can do that. The next perk here is Combat Squad Resupply. All team members gain 1 additional equipment. This perk is just really good for the pickup economy of your entire team. Any equipment you find will just have more uses. That is a huge increase to the boon of your entire equipment selection. And definitely pick this up on any like equipment-based build. Next perk here is Designated Target. Enemies hit by the Servo Gun take 15% more damage for 10 seconds. Then I move here into the perk Replenishing Salvo. Killing or incapacitating an enemy with the Servo Gun restores an equipment charge. The cooldown is 75 seconds. Now, a 75-second cooldown on equipment regen in this game is incredible. Most sources of equipment regen in Space Marine 2 are like 90 seconds instead of 75 or 60, so having this, it is very easy to keep your equipment topped off, and also, killing or incapacitating an enemy with the servo gun is incredibly easy to do, so a really easy trigger here. Next perk here is a Fortifying Salvo. Killing or incapacitating an enemy with the servo gun restores an armor segment. The cooldown is 30 seconds. Normally, when you use your servo gun in this game, you will be like panic servoing because the servo gun does restore CHP in this game, which is pretty powerful on its own. When you combine that with like getting armor back, you're really going to be up and safe in that scenario. So a really great synergy here because the bolter will absolutely shred through Majoris at times, and the only ones that like really stop your shots are the Tyranid Sword Warriors. So definitely watch out for that. Final perk here is Omniscience Fury. Servo gun shots enemies on fire. You know, this is a burn build, so kind of a no-brainer here. If you want to take Lethal Perimeter, you definitely could. This perk is also incredible. I'm just taking this one for the female build today. For the prestige perks, I did take Chained Headshots, Indomitable, Stim Boost, and of course, Furious Gunstrike. And that's pretty much everything there is for this build, guys. Hopefully, the Omniscience Axe Burn Servo Gun build will serve you well. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. If you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, take it easy. Bye. Here we go. Alright, well I shouldn't try to move through a door there. Believe me. So I got burn off and all of those. Oh, this class is so much fun. Do anything, hold on. Somebody tell me what we as a community did to deserve the amount of sniper spam that's been going on this patch. Was it because we complained about the DLC heads? Well, that's just unfortunate. I just lost all my HP off of that. The blew up a barrel behind him. There's so many snipers this patch. So fucking many of them. Any recommendations for heroic weapons? I got a heavy bolt, rapid instigator, and xenophage. You play assault and vanguard. Heroic power fist is pretty good. It's kind of boring though. Heroic power fist is a little boring, but heroic heavy bolt pistol is really good. The other ones. Think about that. Quite a few options actually in this game. Combi MELTA is pretty fun, but if you're not playing Tactical Munch or Tech Marine, you probably won't get a lot of use out of that. I think the heroic instigator is like one of the best. But if you're playing like the heroic thunderhammer is okay, but it's not super good in assault. Not bad. Man, I could take Sanctified Wrath. I do a lot of melee damage with that.
Commune with the main console in front of you to bypass the security protocols. Secure the main console, brothers. Living gun battery destroyed.
I really thought I was gonna kill him. I will.
Refresh gun strike ready to deploy. Enemy unit call for backup.
HZA. Got a lot of hardcore on this build. That's kind of interesting. The fully charged up discharge you do in this will actually like interrupt the sword warrior rage guy. Kinda nuts. But A, right? It was like HCA. Yeah. Yeah.
Activating tarantula sentry gun. Rock the enemy. Hive parasites inbound. Ready for arson. Servo harness gun available.
Yeah, perfect.
Repurposing battlefield sentry. Tyranid leader base destroyed.
That's so fun.
Inserting fresh magazines.
Oh, this class is so much fun. Hey, are you also second tour guardsman? Who's asking? Somebody asked of the second tour guardsman. That may be me, yes. Why? What do you say about me?
Xenos hive. Smells like one too.
The second tour guardsman talking shit again.
We have updated our battle strategies. Periton, reinforce Octavio and protect the cyclonic armaments. Talassa, your new orders are to destabilize the reactor, cause a temperature spike, and the Tyranids may redirect their assault to you, buying Heraton and Octavio some time to prime the armaments. When you reach the reactor's cooling console, disable the emergency blast shields. Emergency blast shields retracting. Warning. Coolant rods exposed. Talassa, I need you to disable the entire cooling array. Concentrate fire on the exposed cooling rods. Damage the weak points. Xenos alpha base eradicated. Request backup. Detected Xenos tunneler activity.
I don't know why these two of those for the Oh my god. There are like 10 other ways to handle that, but I can't say that was incredibly entertaining. Bit of a fumble, bit of a fumble. A servo gun knockback perk is garbage. It's only good with like lethal perimeter. You can like turn it on and off manually. Can I reach this? I can. Thank you. Oh, this Inferno pistol just do this thing. Did I just hit this guy? Hold on. Okay. I guess he also got shot from my turret. I didn't even notice. Well done, servo gun. I use Axe for the prime. Yeah, the range on this is like ever so slightly less than the other one. Okay. Diesel with a tier 1. What's up, Diesel? Welcome in. What's up? The local litany bot. We're currently just trying to clear this out without dying, but Proving very obnoxious to get past this one section. I'm gonna take the crack grenade. We're like literally out of ammo. All right. We can go all the way back for the other one, but I don't feel like doing that right now. Just got back from work, time to grind Space Marine 2. Hell yeah. Join us, brother. I gotta say, Tech Marine is really fun. It's just kind of a little undercooked. That's okay. I'm sure they'll do something with it eventually. Alright, I need ammo. There's not an ammo box up here. I'm going all the way back because we can use this charge for a 50% damage reduction. I want the full box. This class is hilariously mobile. Diesel 200 bits, burn the heretic, kill the mutant, purge the unclean. Well, I don't see any mutants. I used to see some unclean. Oh god. Alright, let's go up here. Grab our cash. That guy's a little too squishy, yeah. The Tech Marine's the kind of class where like you're playing it and you're like, how could this possibly be weak? And you get knocked over for 5 days in a row and you're like, wait a second, where's all my HP going? And then suddenly like everything around you stun locking you and you're like, hold on, why can't I get up? Thanks, your brother FTG. Thank you for the bits, guys. Thank you very much for the bits, guys. I guess there's raining bits in the chat, I see. I get better at that running stab move. It's actually easier than you might expect. Like, there's one where if you just hold it down and impale, it'll give you like the triple stab. And then like this is just the one you have to manually activate. Okay. Is this Warframe? Yeah, bro. It's the hit sequel to Warframe, Mario Party 7. Okay. Okay. Relic back here. It's nice. And 2 stems. At least we got rid of the one thing at the beginning. I'm out, bro. Gonna hit the leg day. See you later, man. Take it easy, Cav. May your gains be glorious and blessed by the Emperor himself. speak. Just run past one guy. Just shank the other. Oh, I love it.
Gunstrike ready to deploy.
Oh, it's just kind of have to leave, right?
Cycling cartridges.
Ow, ow, ow.
Access granted.
Back, you fiends.
Xenos organisms incoming. Check your war gear. Waiting on you.
I want shock nades actually, I think.
Tactical supplies located. That reactor must be destroyed. Honor our brothers. Honor our chapter.
Pew pew pew. Omnicide Extra is fun.
Refreshing armaments. Cycling cartridges.
Bomber build an extra hybrid. It's hybrid. So I think that I'll show you after. I made a video on this, but I will show this build. So I did make a video on the Omnicide Action. I think it's the best setup for, at least in the balanced one. The balanced one does a lot of damage when you combine the melee perks on it.
If not for your valor, Talassa, this
Hey, there we go. That's a pretty good one. Good burn. Alright, let's see. Ooh. 46k. Love it.